It's time for today's travel and cruise industry news. With the latest from travel and cruises around the world, here's your host, Chillie Falls.
Hey, good morning and welcome to the Travel and Cruise Industry Podcast. On this, the 17th day of September 2025, coming to you from Forest, Virginia, at my farm right outside of Lynchburg. All right, we got quite a few things to cover this morning, plus a couple of announcements. So let's get on with the business, okay? Of course, today's show is brought to you by Will U.S., the owner of Scoot Around, and by Chilliescruises. The lead story this morning comes from Alaska, and it's going on right now as we speak. Storm forces cruise cancellation and reroutes. That storm is hitting now. Also today, Wonder of the Seas returns after an onboard brawl. They're trying to compete with Carnival, I guess, now with brawling. We got a report from the Xcel sea trials. Also this morning, pole dancing goes terribly wrong. Rent to own at sea. Texas-themed entertainment from MSC. Carnival cruise sentenced in Brazil to auction terminals. That and lots more here at 11 o'clock this morning. All right, today's show is of particular interest to Hot Air Tom, as today is National Monte Cristo Day. And he is a Monte Cristo nut. Those of you that don't know what a Monte Cristo is, it's a fancy ham and cheese sandwich. But they make them like every fourth day or something like that on Norwegian ships. And Hot Air Tom gets all hot and bothered every time there's a Monte Cristo Day. This day in history in 1972. MASH premieres on TV. Of course, the movie had already been out by then. But they started the TV show, which became my favorite for years. And for more than years after that, because I watched reruns on it forever. And still occasionally I'll be channel surfing and see Klinger or Alan Alda and stop and watch. I do the same thing with the MASH movie. Whenever I see that, I watch it again and again and again. I love both of them. All right, if you're a podcast person, you can always access the podcast via my blog, which is accessadventure.net, or wherever you get your podcast from. Just search for Travel and Cruise Industry News, and up pops the fat guy. Regularly, I do this Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Anything major happens on other days, I can do a pop-up show, a pop-up live on Facebook. I can do any number of things to get information to you. Or when I'm traveling, my schedule gets all screwed up. But anyway, it's, we're trying to get information to you as much as possible. A couple of announcements, folks. One, don't forget the Grandiosa on February 7th and February 14th. And by the way, our friend Sherry did get your message, Sherry. I will get the information to you today on the Alaska cruise. Tomorrow, I will be in Silver Springs, Maryland. I'm going to drive up in the morning and meet with our new friend, Andrew Mitchell, on adaptee golf. I'm going to find out a little more about it and if I can play or not play or show somebody else how to play. or try to get it on putt-putt golf courses on cruise ships. I don't know. Well, we could go all kinds of directions with this. But anyway, I'm going to journey up to Silver Springs in the morning. I get out of here at the, ridiculously early hour, and my meeting with Andrews at 11. I figure I got about a 4-hour drive to where the golf course is in Silver Springs. So I'll be on the road tomorrow. Really looking forward to it. You guys all know that I loved the interview we did with Andrew. Was that last week? I don't even remember what day it was. And this is the first step in us moving toward working together in some form or fashion. So I'm real excited about that. And of course, I'll report back to you guys on that on Friday. All right, so actually, I didn't have time this morning to upload specialty stuff, nor did I have time to upload weather. So let me real quickly pull the weather map up and see if anything out in the Pacific. You've got the disturbance, the tropical storm's gone. But you do have a new disturbance that's running along parallel to Mexico. It says 70% chance over the next 48 hours, 90% chance over the next 7 days. But it doesn't look like it's going to head toward land unless it curves around and heads toward Hawaii. But we'll have to watch it. It's a broad area of low pressure located a couple hundred miles off the coast of southwest Mexico, producing a large area of showers and thunderstorms. Time in the Atlantic, you've got Gabrielle, which is now a tropical storm. It's just become a tropical storm. We talked about that yesterday. Actually became a tropical storm a little bit sooner than we thought. It's currently maximum sustained winds are 45 miles an hour. Pressure is 1,006 and dropping. It's moving at 22 miles an hour to the north-northwest. Still looks like it's not going to affect, at least if it continues this path, it's not going to affect the islands or the Bahamas, I don't think. Now, behind it, just coming off the coast, is another tropical wave that is aimed a little more toward an island type of interaction. But at this point, 48 hours are just saying 10% and 20% chance over the next 7 days. But we got to watch Gabrielle and see what happens. I'll start watching that a little closer. So in case we have any reports on Caribbean cruises coming up. All right, so let's get on with the news portion of today's show right after a quick break from one of our fine network sponsors. All right, like I mentioned earlier, here's Nestor with the news, and it's going to start off with a storm actually going on right now in Alaska.
A low-pressure system in the Gulf of Alaska is bringing high winds, heavy rain, and rough seas to south-central and southeastern Alaska on Wednesday, September 17, 2025, disrupting several. So far, at least 6 cruise ships have adjusted itineraries. According to the National Weather Service, conditions are expected to improve as the storm weakens later in the week, but unsettled weather will linger. Princess Cruises was hit hardest, and Discovery Princess all canceling calls to Juneau today, while Discovery Princess also dropped scenic cruising at Endicott Arm. Meanwhile, Caribbean Princess is staying overnight in Juneau to wait out the storm, but her call to Skagway has been cancelled. Holland America Line's New Amsterdam has rerouted from Skagway to Haines and dropped. Viking Orion, operating a 23-night sailing to Japan, has swapped Sitka for a safer call in Juneau, avoiding tender operations in high winds. Comes first when severe weather impacts Alaska sailings. Royal Caribbean's Wonder of the Seas cut short its 4-day Bahamas cruise after a fight on board left multiple guests injured, prompting an unscheduled return to Port Miami on Monday evening. Medical care to adult guests who were involved in an altercation on board, and the guests are being treated for their injuries. Authorities are working closely with the cruise line, and this is an ongoing investigation. Miami-Dade Fire Rescue responded to the medical call when the ship docked at the cruise terminal. Passengers reported the altercation as describing crowds rushing to the area. The children's pool was roped off shortly after. Later, the captain announced the ship would return to Miami because a guest required hospitalization. The incident remains under investigation. The fall and winter months are some of the best times to visit Las Vegas, with cooler temperatures and plenty of seasonal events to attend. Las Vegas mobility rentals are 15% off until November 30th. Call Scootaround at 1-7575. Use SRN 11137 or email chillie@bookalaska.net. Celebrity Xcel has aced her sea trials in the Bay of Biscay and returned to the Chantiers de l'Atlantique shipyard. Finishing work on the ship will now is November 18th. To sail on Celebrity Xcel, email chillie@bookalaska.net. Circus performer Mary Lee Whitlock took the spotlight aboard a cruise ship featuring an X-pole and opened with a confident shoulder mount. The routine started strong, but the humid conditions made the pole slick. As Whitlock inverted, her hips tipped over her in front of a stunned audience. Whitlock later confirmed she was not seriously injured. She said the risks inherent to her craft, pole dancing, is inherently dangerous, and I've been trained to deal with such situations. Professional assistance. Villa V Residences introduced another rental program aboard the World Cruise Ship Villa month rental with an option to buy. Inside staterooms start at $2,999 per person per month, double occupancy, with $500 per month credited toward the purchase of a monthly deal. Joins several other purchase and rental offers that range from 1 week to multiple years, to lifelong ownerships. With a private veranda in every stateroom, floor-to-ceiling windows, and the most small, award-winning ocean vessels are designed to give you a front-row seat to extraordinary vistas. Whether you choose to seek out the northern lights in Scandinavia, gaze upon Asia's towering skylines, or wake up to the lush rainforests and white sand beaches of the Caribbean, breathtaking panoramas await your discovery. Reserve your preferred stateroom with a $25 deposit and enjoy free airfare on select departures along with your choice of bonus savings. For more information, email chillie@bookalaska.net. MSC Cruises is introducing a Texas-inspired entertainment lineup for its November homeport debut in Galveston. The entertainment will include a resident country band, line dancing, dueling pianos, Texas-themed sail-away party. The vessel will be the first MSC Cruises ship to homeport in Texas, sailing from the brand-new Terminal 16 at the Port of Galveston. Are you interested in sailing on MSC Seascape from Galveston? Just email chillie@bookalaska.net. A Carnival crew member, Reza Hedda Pratama, was sentenced in New Orleans by a federal district court judge for possession of child sexual abuse material. Pratama, a citizen of Indonesia, was arrested in July 2024 when the Carnival Valor docked in New Orleans. Pratama waived his Miranda rights and admitted that he received and stored child pornography on his devices and showed the arresting officer his Telegram groups where he shared the pornography. A subsequent forensic examination confirmed that Pratama used Telegram instant messaging from his acquaintances. The Brazilian Ministry of Ports and Airports is planning a series of investments in its cruise infrastructure over the next few months. Over $200 million is expected to be injected into 3 facilities, including Santos, the largest home port in the country. 2 ports in Maceió are also slated for improvements as part of concession contracts. The Maceió cruise terminal will be auctioned to the private sector in late October, with other terminals slated later.
We have the equipment you need to stay mobile. Whether you need a wheelchair, scooter, power chair, rollator, oxygen, or other pieces of mobility powered by Will can help. Once you've booked your rental, we can deliver it to wherever you need. For your mobility needs, contact me or call Scoot Around at 888-575. Use SRN 11137.
All right, that actually puts an end to the news portion of today's show. So let's jump over to the chat room and see who is here and who is fussing at me today. Mike's with us. Hi there. Tom is with us. There's Kenneth up in Pennsylvania and Katie down in Florida. Katie's working on her lunch break, she says. Good for you, Katie. Amy's with us, says good morning, everybody. Oh, there's Joanne. I have a question. Cruising with Jen. I think that's how she goes. Cruising for Jen. No, cruising with Jen. She does some short kind of videos, lots of them, from lots of cruises. I'm trying to get some kind of contact information for her. I found her YouTube channel, but there's no contact information. Do you by chance have phone number, email, any kind of contact information? I'd like to invite her on the show. She had one video up that I would like to debate with her because it's not the way I understand how it works. And if she knows something that I don't know, I'm going to learn from it. But I think she'd make an interesting guest. So I want to contact her. And I saw that you followed her also, Joanne. So that's why I'm asking you. Hello again from the hospital. Been here since Sunday. Heart rhythm issues. Oh man, I'm so sorry, Joanne. Well, then forget I asked you to do that. I should have read your post before I ask you. I'll come up with it some other way. You just worry about getting your butt better, getting home. Steve's with us out in Kentucky. Kenneth says, "Oh, I like those two. Are good sandwiches. I just can't pronounce it. The Monte Cristo." Yeah, I know. I have trouble with it too. Hot Air Thomas, nuts over it. Amy says, people who fight on cruise ships need to be banned on all cruise lines for at least 10 years. I totally agree. I would love to see them do that. If you ban them from one cruise line, they just go to another. They went to Royal Caribbean and did the same thing in Royal Caribbean. That's not a bad idea, Amy. Maybe I'll talk to my friends at CLIA and see if they can't promote that idea. Mike says, hope you get better, Amy. I completely agree to Joanne. We're all thinking about that, Mike. Monte Cristo is like a French toast sandwich with ham, turkey, and cheese deep fried. That's the way they do it on and Norwegian. I've ordered Monte Cristos elsewhere that didn't have the turkey. It was just a fancy ham and cheese. And it wasn't on like French bread. It was on another kind of bread. It was grilled, I think, instead of fried as well. So maybe there's just multiple ways of doing it. What is that time? That my lunch or dinner? It's lunch. A lunch sandwich. Bob says, good morning, everybody. Have a great day. Tom, what is that, lunch or dinner sandwich? It's lunch, Kenneth. Lunch. I had a Monte Cristo sandwich at lunch, says Mike. I agree. Kenneth, it's a lunch menu item, says Tom, which is a problem because the main dining rooms are only open on sea days. So most port-intensive cruises don't have the sandwich. Well, sorry about that. We like Cheddar's Restaurant, also for the Monte Cristo. I've never been to a Cheddar's Restaurant. That's a good one, interesting one. How often do you see that on the menu? No, we got it when we were on the gym last time, but you had to ask for that, correct? I've seen it on the menu before, but then it's got to be something really special for me to go to lunch. I don't go to lunch a lot, unless maybe I go in and grab me a bowl of chili at O'Sheehan's or something. Katie says, send me over a sandwich. It's lunchtime for me. I have a meeting at 11:30. There's some says, I'll do it right away. There's sunny down in Mississippi. Love Monte Cristos. We basically had an unnamed tropical storm hit our coast yesterday. Seems like it formed as a surprise to the weather folks. Yeah, and it's not showing there at all today. Hey, Chillie, where are the hurricane maps? It didn't get loaded up, Mike. So I was just kind of ad-libbing from the computer. Todd says, good morning to everyone. Thank you for your message, Todd, last night. As you saw, I had that as a story today. I actually had that. I was thinking back. I said, I think I might have told you that I got that story last evening. I believe I had that story early in the day yesterday. Right after it happened, it was on my clicker. So I actually had that, in the pipeline to get ready for today way early. It was the first story I did for today, actually. Kenneth says, we can really use some rain here. We have just a trace all month. We're in Hayfield. There's Roger down in Jacksonville. Hot Air says, hello. Kenneth says, hey, Chillie, when does the snow start flying in Alaska? It's flying in some places in Alaska now. The storm that's there today is a rainstorm. But yeah, up in the northern, the northern areas, there's probably been some snow already. Is Nestor's audio breaking up for anyone else? Not sure if the issue is on our end or not. If it's breaking up, I don't hear it in my headset. I'm not sure. Steve says, yes, breaking up. Mike says, just breaking up. Wow. We have a 20-day Panama cruise booked on Oceana Marina, March 2028. 2 full trips through the canal on a Miami to Panama to Miami. Bookings open today on the Oceana 2027-2028 cruises. Joanne says, nope. Hey, Chillie, do you still have that MSC Alaska cruise set for May for some reason? No, the cruise isn't canceled. As a matter of fact, I'm sending it out to one person today. I'm not booked on it yet. I'll tell you that. Now, if we get some people interested in it, that could change. But I'm trying to avoid flying, Kenneth. Chillie is breaking up now. Also, internet speed must be down due to the clouds. Yeah, because I'm not showing breaking up at all times. So if I'm breaking up, my apologies, folks. It does not. I don't hear it and or see it from here. So, all right, that's going to wrap me up for today, folks. My apologies for the audio issues. I'm not at all sure why that might be happening. So, all right, I'll be off early in the morning on my way up to Silver Springs, Maryland. I'll have a report back here for everybody on Friday. In the meantime, all you guys stay safe, stay healthy, think about cruising, and hopefully one day soon we'll all get together on the high seas. Have a great day, everybody. See everybody back here on Friday.
I regularly post videos on all facets of the travel and cruise industry. So if you'd like to keep up with the latest in cruise ships, ports of call, cruises themselves, Chillie chats, just hit the little subscribe button in the lower right-hand corner, hit the bell notification so you'll be up or we go live. This is Chillie's Cruises.